Welcome to Coulter Home's Inside World Pickleball Show, a weekly program featuring the sports, lifestyle, and action on and off the court of the fastest growing sport in America, pickleball.
Hello everybody, I'm Carl Foster. Welcome to this week's edition of Coulter Home's Inside World Pickleball, along with Melissa McCurley.
Thanks, Carl. I'm Melissa McCurley, president of PickleballTournaments.com here in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada.
Coming up on this week's show, our cover story, picking pickleball partners for the best doubles results.
We know how to get each other going and we trust one another, which is really important when you're out there in that small court. It's not that easy to, if you don't have good communication, you're not a good team.
I like to mix it up and try to find different combinations to see, who I actually truly play best with.
I think I'm relatively easy to play with. I'm very positive and smiley.
We'll have an equipment insight feature with the president of Vulcan Pickleball and his top players.
When we launched the line, I think we launched the largest line of pickleball equipment and gear in the history of the sport.
Melissa has some fun with top pros Ben Johns and Simone Jardine from the PPA Las Vegas year-ending championships.
What is your favorite beverage?
I like the Starbucks Cinnamon Almond Milk Foam Cold Brew.
Oh my gosh, I have to write that down.
PPR's Dan Santorum and Nicole Hobson update how you can become a certified pickleball teaching professional.
So the coaching people, they already know how to coach. We just have to teach them how to coach pickleball. I call it we pickleballize them.
We'll also help improve your game with the Engaged Pickleball Tip of the Week from national champion Steve Kennedy, and our weekly Competitive Edge segment with gold medal champion Lee Rosenthal with the Winter Soldier, German pro Pat Smith, after a tough ankle injury at the APP Hilton Head event and kept on playing to win a medal.
Personally, I try to not lose the fun in it, and that's very hard to do sometimes because a lot of people are very competitive and they want to win.
All this and more to come on Coulter Home's Inside World Pickleball Show.
This week's show is presented by Northpoint Bank, relationship-based banking. Your number one choice for home loans and high-interest savings. And PGA Village Verano, the award-winning gated community in Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Hi, I'm Sarah Ansberry, pickleball champion, coming to you from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Enjoy today Inside World Pickleball.
Shopping for a new home in Port St. Lucie? Start your search at PGAVillageVerano.com. Discover a resort-style community by Coulter Homes, featuring social and fitness clubhouses, award-winning homes and villas, championship golf next door, a 55-plus neighborhood, and South Florida's largest private pickleball center. See virtual tours and build your dream home online with interactive floor plans at PGAVillageVerano.com.
Northpoint Bank works to be a different kind of bank, with you at the center of everything we do. We customize products and services using a client-focused approach, which means listening and then delivering on quality solutions for our home lending clients. Whether that's a low down payment for first-time home buyers, alternative financing solutions for self-employed borrowers, or streamlined construction options to build the home of your dreams, we've got a solution for you. Connect with the Brandt team, your local lending experts at Northpoint Bank, to learn more.
Welcome back to Inside World Pickleball. This week's cover story, picking pickleball partners. America's fastest growing sport in 2020 has become so popular with all generations jumping in and pairing up with friends, family members, and sometimes new acquaintances at the local pickleball courts. Doubles, mixed, men's, and ladies are the most popular at local, regional, and national professional tour events, like the APP and PPA tours, as well as the USA Pickleball Sanctioned National Championships and the US Open in Naples. We asked many of our current top pros what they look for in picking a partner at Hilton Head and Las Vegas recently, and is it better to switch or stay with one regular partner?
I love mixing up, playing with different people. One of the great things about the sport is all the cool people you meet. For example, my partner today is from Vancouver, and I'm from South Florida, so how does that work? But, I met him playing, super cool guy, great player. So I met a lot of really cool people in the sport, and I just love playing with different people and seeing how our styles, mesh with each other, and we'll see how good of a team we can be today.
Now, when you play for the first time, is it a little bit different than the chemistry? Like if you haven't played with a person before, you're going to have to start working some things out and communicate, right?
Sometimes, yeah. A lot of teams you see are teams that live in the same area. They get to practice together, and I've had teams like that. I got to play with some locals down in Florida for a few years, but like I said, I like to mix it up and try to find different combinations to see who I actually truly play best with.
So I play with a lot of different partners. My sister plays. She's also a really good pickleball player. We've played together quite a bit, but because of my real job, it's hard for me to commit. These people who do it for a living are committing 6, 9, 12, sometimes even more months out, and my job doesn't allow me to do that. So I play with anyone who I can get about 3 months in advance, and I'm really lucky at this event to have got to play with Kyle Yates yesterday, and then today I get to play with Kern Carr, and that's super exciting for me.
Yeah, I play with a lot of different partners, and pickleball is a funny sport. You got to put your time in, right? And it's different than tennis. Tennis, you typically try to find one partner to play with for a year. In pickleball, I find with schedules and how new the sport is at this level, everybody's schedules are different, so you're kind of jockeying for different partners week in, week out.
And for partners, a lot of it comes down to personalities for me and skill level. I feel like I need to mesh well, not only in terms of skill, but also how we communicate, how everything flows on the court. So yeah, I've managed to play with some good partners, and it's been a good experience. I think I'm relatively easy to play with. I'm very positive and smiley. And that's not the right thing for everyone, but I think everybody who watches me knows that. So if I'm going to partner with somebody, they'll know what they're getting into.
You're not going to be screaming and yelling at
No,
them.
absolutely
bad
not.
attitude. Always got the smile on her face.
Well, I don't know if you know, I have an awesome partner, Jessie, and she just keeps me entertained throughout the day. We talk about outfits, we talk about other matches, and in between, we do play some pickleball.
The only time we kind of make errors is if we attack too early or we're a little impatient. But our game plan is to still be aggressive, but be patient at the same time, it's a hard balance.
Yeah, we played against each other so much in so many big matches that at some point we just kind of said, this is silly that we keep playing against each other. Why don't we just team up and hopefully make life a little bit easier. But I mean, the fields are getting deeper and deeper and the quality is getting better and better. And so, even though we play together, we're playing tough matches, and we have to be on our A game at all the time. Get quarterfinals on, you name it, right? So
I think we know our strengths and our weaknesses, but most importantly, we know how to get each other going, and we trust one another, which is really important when you're out there in that small court. It's not that easy to, if you don't have good communication, you're not a good team. You can have two really good players on the court, but if you're not a team, it doesn't matter, and it's not an individual sport. So again, that is, I think, most important, and also our friendship, who we are. Like I said, we trust each other, we got each other's back no matter what.
So it's a wide spectrum on the pro level at tournaments, but the beauty of pickleball at all levels is to meet new friends, play some doubles together, and you'll start developing a chemistry and decide who's fun to go to battle with, win or lose, and just enjoy your pickleball.
I've gone through periods of time where I play with one male and one female, and currently I have one female that I play with, and I've partnered with her for over a year, and that chemistry is hard to find because you can have two amazing players on one side of the court. Doesn't necessarily make the best team together. So I think that's also an interesting thing about pickleball. Partnerships are so key. So, I love being able to be on the court and knowing what my partner's going to do and having that type of chemistry, but I also think it's fun to play with other people. And, I was planning to partner with someone, for the whole year for mixed doubles. COVID happened, things changed. So then I ended up playing with all these other random guys that I didn't really, anticipate playing with, but it's fun, especially with how many new people we have coming in. It's just nice to have all these different types of players we get to experience.
Our parent company is Tanner's. We're a 30-year-old baseball equipment company, so everybody in the business is a baseball player, including myself. I have a pickleball story that like every player, the way I started playing, and mine started at the YMCA like a lot of players, and I quickly became addicted to it. We're actually a bunch of baseball players who are pickleball addicts.
So I picked up the sport here in America because I played at Wichita State as a tennis player, and I stayed there. And in France, it's growing. It's growing. We have a few tournaments now that are happening, and hopefully it's going to be as big as it is here.
Still to come on the Coulter Homes Inside World Pickleball Show.
paddle? Because I win.
You know why I like this paddle? Because I win with it.
Slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
Melissa has some fun with top pros Ben Johns, Simone Jardine, Lucy Kovalova, and Matt Wright from the PPA Las Vegas year-ending championships.
Well, I have some rapid fire questions for you. What is your favorite dessert? Chocolate. Chocolate? All right, what is your favorite movie?
Gladiator.
Cooking or baking?
Baking.
All right. And cooking or baking?
Cooking.
And where is the best vacation you've ever taken?
Belize, probably. Yeah, Belize, a few years back.
And what is the top thing on your bucket list that you want to do?
Good question. It would have to be traveling somewhere.
Slovakia?
Oh.
No.
I don't think so.
I'm going to say...
I don't think anybody has Slovakia on their bucket list.
I'm going to say traveling to Edinburgh or Scandinavia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. And what's your favorite Disney animal?
Disney what?
Animal.
Disney animal?
Yes, your favorite
What is a Disney animal?
Well, like Pluto, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse.
I will decline that question because I actually just don't know. I can give you my favorite Disney movie instead.
Okay.
And that would be Beauty and the Beast.
Ah, okay. Okay, what is the must-have item in your pickleball bag?
I would say the paddle.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Nothing.
Really?
I don't eat breakfast.
You
yeah.
don't? Oh,
Never.
wow.
Yeah.
Nothing.
These tournaments, I don't eat.
So tell us what you eat during the day. Professional athlete?
I don't eat all day, so I haven't eaten all day, and it's 5 or 6 o'clock. Yeah, because I don't like the feeling of food in my stomach, and I feel heavier and slower, and I've always been that way. Yeah, and so
Really?
I'll load up tonight. I know people are judging me.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know. We're judging the man right now. He's about to pass out.
We got our friend behind the camera looking at me like, just cut this thing off.
And what do you do to relax?
Usually play a sport.
There you go. Well, Ben, thank you. That was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. You guys, be sure to look for Ben on the PPA Tour in 2021. And to find out where all those stops are, go to the ppatour.com.
Inside World Pickleball, we're in beautiful Hilton Head Island at the APP Tour event and the home of the PPR, which we've had on our Florida Pickleball show before. Dan Santorum, a longtime friend from the tennis business, now into the pickleball business in a big way in certification programs and making sure that these pros are teaching all these new pickleball players correctly, along with Nicole Hobson, who is the managing director out there in the field, making sure we get the right rules taught, the right ways to teach, because it's such a, we call it a Wild West, and it's like tennis was many years ago. Is there a percentage of new people coming into pickleball to teach versus existing tennis pros, but you're looking at other sports or people that just have become pickleball fanatics and now say, hey, I want to teach this thing?
Yeah, so no, it's a great question. About 60% of the people that are coming to do the workshops are from the pickleball side, and 40% are from the tennis side. I think the one thing that's really interesting, you see it here, there's a gentleman here, his name's Juan Araya. He's the director of rackets at the Greenwich Country Club. So he's bringing a sport like pickleball to a very high-end country club up in the Northeast, and he's here playing in the tournament right now. And he's one of the top platform tennis players in the world. So, and now he's fallen in love with pickleball. So all those three sports, they're rackets, and it's gone from director of tennis to director of rackets. And I can't tell you how happy that makes us feel, and it's really helped the clubs, and it's really helped pickleball grow.
Great. And Nicole, final question on your side. When you take a look at going down the road, how long does it take someone to get certified with no tennis experience, or coming out and said, you know what, I want to be a pickleball instructor, what's the length of time, and is it faster for somebody coming out of tennis, or is the curriculum based on online as well as in person? And I know you're working on an online certification, but that obviously on the court touch is very important too.
It is, and that's a really great question. What we have right now is we have a blended certification. So you'll invest at least, I would say, 12 hours of either training time or practicing time with the certification. But we're a little bit unique because we have people who come from either a coaching background already or come from a playing background already. So the coaching people, they already know how to coach. We just have to teach them how to coach pickleball. I call it we pickleballize them. And the pickleball players, they know pickleball, but what we have to do is teach them how to teach fundamentals and foundation, not just their style, because that's the unique thing about PPR is that we're teaching specific fundamentals and foundations. We don't want to create minions. Our sport is so unique that people can come from any sport around and play pickleball or no sports background whatsoever. And we want to make sure that our coaches know how to encourage their students to find their own style.
All right, great. Nicole Hobson, Dan Santorum, PPR. This is the roadmap and the guide to the future pickleball stars of tomorrow here on Inside World Pickleball.
Still to come on the Coulter Homes Inside World Pickleball Show.
Discover the plus in 55-plus living at Crestwind Palm Beach. Located in Westlake, Florida's newest city, Crestwind Palm Beach is a fresh new home choice designed for the next generation. Crestwind Palm Beach is a 55-plus community for those who thrive on a happy, healthy life through fitness, nutrition, and relationships. 9 decorated models now open. To learn more about all the pluses Crestwind offers, visit crestwindpalmbeach.com. That's crestwindpalmbeach.com.
Northpoint Bank works to be a different kind of bank, with you at the center of everything we do. We customize products and services using a client-focused approach, which means listening and then delivering on quality solutions for our home lending clients. Whether that's a low down payment for first-time home buyers, alternative financing solutions for self-employed borrowers, or streamlined construction options to build the home of your dreams, we've got a solution for you. Connect with the Brandt team, your local lending experts at Northpoint Bank, to learn more.
It's time for the Engage Pickleball Tip of the Week with Senior Championship Pro Steve Kennedy.
Listen, we're going to talk a little bit about when do you drop and when do you drive. Okay, and we're talking about the third shot drop or third shot drive. I tell most of my students it's an easy decision. If you get a ball that is bouncing pocket high or higher, 9 times out of 10 you are going to drive that ball. Right? The other time when you can almost guarantee yourself a drive is when your feet get beyond the baseline and you're back in here. It's just too much distance to be working with a third shot drop, and it's not nearly going to give you enough time to get in. So if the ball is pocket level or higher, you're going to drive it. Now when I say drive, I don't mean that you get to knock the coloring off the ball. I mean that you get to hit the ball with some authority and a little bit of pace. Always find that when you decide how hard you want to hit it, find a pace that you feel comfortable with, that you could repeat it time after time after time. So you're going to come off your 100% and get into that 50, 60% of your speed capability, right? So not too hard. So I want to demonstrate to you guys a little bit about when we should drop and when we should drive. So Lee's going to hit some volleys, and if I get a ball that's up a little higher, I'm going to drive it, and if it's down a little bit lower, you're going to see me work on my third shot drop. Ready, Lee? Good. And as you see there, guys, it's tempting to want to hit them all, but there's going to be a lot of shots in there that got down too low. And if I get way down in here and I drive this ball, that ball's trajectory will be moving up. And the smarter player is going to recognize that if you drive a low ball and you're driving it up, it's going to go out. So hence is why we want to go into the third shot drop and neutralize our opponent on that shot. Really work diligently on your third shot drop. It's a very important shot. When to use them, again, we talked about that. So pick the right time for the drive versus the drop, vice versa. I want to give you all just one more other suggestion, is we very rarely put two drives together. If you're not in behind a drop or a drive, you've probably made a mistake. All right, so work on your drops and drives, and let's see if we can improve that stroke.
This is Lee Rosenthal with Inside World Pickleball here in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and I'm with professional pickleball player Pat Smith, originally from Germany, now lives in Kansas, and yesterday he played a lot of pickleball, and in the doubles we saw him twist his ankle. And again, this is the competitive edge. Now today, Pat, you need to come back and compete today in the men's professional doubles. What did you do last night to get ready for today to re-prep your body?
Well, I iced it all night long pretty much. I had a compression sleeve on, but right after here, I went to cryotherapy.
Okay.
It was suggested by the physio. Ankle, pretty much froze the ankle.
Okay.
And then, 2 compression sleeves on both my legs afterwards. And I did the same thing again this morning. And then they gave me a non-steroid shot in my backside.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be like ibuprofen, but lasting all day long. So,
gotcha. So how are you feeling?
I mean, I can feel it for sure. It's throbbing, but if I'm going to step on the court, I'm going to play. And there's not going to be an excuse. I got to make the decision beforehand if I don't want to. If it's going to affect me mentally, or if I'm going to make excuses, I'm not going to play. So I'm going to step out and play.
It's interesting you mentioned that mentally. Knowing that you're injured, is there anything different you do to prepare yourself mentally to kind of get in that zone? I know I've had that experience before in tennis. How about yourself?
No, my partner Jocelyn and I, we talked about it. Obviously we have to change our game plan, our usual style. We generally move around a lot, both Ernie and try to play as athletic as possible, but that's obviously off the table mainly. So we definitely have to adjust our strategy and see how it goes, and we're going to fight for every point. And I personally I want to win, but I'm not going to overdo it in terms of doing some permanent damage to it. I definitely want to win, so we'll see. Hopefully adrenaline kicks in and it'll carry me through like one of the matches yesterday.
Well, that's interesting you say you want to win, but also it sounds to me like you keep things into perspective.
I mean, it's just pickleball, let's put it that way. I want to be able to continue walk and play, so if I have to take, like I said, I don't know what really is wrong yet. I hope it's just a sprain, and nothing's broken or torn. But even if that's the case, there's a lot worse things that could happen to people, and it's just pickleball. And it'll heal.
It will go, for sure. And leading up to the tournament, are there specific things you do? Obviously, you play a lot of pickleball. What are some of your other training regimens to get you ready for a competitive, very high-level professional pickleball?
Well, I work out a lot. I've been doing CrossFit for 6 years now, I think. Six and a half years. And it's just something after I stopped playing tennis competitively. I love the competition aspect of it. I love, competing with others in the gym. I love testing myself with certain time elements that you have to do and try to do as fast as you can.
What is your advice for the amateurs out there? Because most of the game is amateur. And what do you recommend for them to prepare for these long days and to improve their pickleball game?
One thing, there's only certain things you can control. You be hydrated, stretch. You can't control the weather. You can't control the wind. You can't control a net court. So try to not let that get to you if that happens. Sometimes it's very unfair. It goes one way. Often it evens out. But I guess personally, I try to not lose the fun in it, and that's very hard to do sometimes because a lot of people are very competitive and they want to win, and I fall in that same trap a lot myself. So I try to remember that I'm doing this for fun and enjoying being out there, and try to relax a little bit more.
Excellent.
I guess.
Well, we appreciate your time today. This is Lee Rosenthal with Inside World Pickleball with Pat Smith, having fun playing outstanding pickleball. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's this week's edition of Inside World Pickleball from beautiful Hilton Head Island, South Carolina at the Palmetto Dunes Pickleball Center. Melissa McCurley in Las Vegas. Enjoy your pickleball and carpe dinkum.
This week's show is presented by Northpoint Bank, relationship-based banking, your number one choice for home loans and high-interest savings. And PGA Village Verano, the award-winning gated community in Port St. Lucie, Florida.